Okay, happy Hirschbach, happy Friday, Hirschbach. Hopefully I don't stumble over my words like that throughout today's podcast, but good to be back, and we've got a lot of things to go over today. I think we got a lot of good stuff that we're going to talk about. We've got Brian Colas with us. Hey, Brian.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you.
Yeah.
And then we've got Bob Twining. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Brad. Good to be here.
Good to have you guys both. So they'll be jumping in on a couple of topics relative to areas that they manage. But we're going to start off with got John Vesey to our right. Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to have you back. So John's been with us how many years now, John?
It's been 5.5.
5.5 years. And John started off driving, went in the office, back out driving, and
Yeah.
now he's lost his handlebar mustache.
Yeah, I had a tragic fight with the razor.
Yeah. You're saving what? Hour a day?
Yeah, an hour a week maybe, something like that, and
Not maintaining
hair
that thing?
care.
Well, John's in that whatever role John's had at Hirschbach, he's done a great job and always goes above and beyond. So not only is he an incredible operator, but John, we've had a run here of Highway Angels being recognized here at Hirschbach, and I'm not surprised we've got so many incredible drivers here at Hirschbach that go above and beyond and are not only great drivers, but they're great people. And John is being honored as a Highway Angel, and I'm going to let John tell everyone tell everyone what you ran into out there, John.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I was on US 34 and just kind of puttering along at 62 or something like that, and in the 4-lane, and just near Galesburg, Illinois, and a tanker had passed me on the left, and about quarter mile ahead of me, ended up kind of careening over to the left, then coming over to the right, pretty suddenly, and ended up in a cornfield and jumped out of his truck, and there's some fire and smoke coming out of that cab, and so I ended up stopping, being able to kind of keep control of everything and stopping and grabbing the fire extinguisher, and ended up emptying my can out and his can out into the cab, and then and helped him a little bit. He had some burns and whatnot, but EMS and fire was there pretty quick, so that was kind of nice.
Well, nice job, John. That's not a lot of people today would pull over in that situation and help, and certainly I'm not surprised at all that you did that, and great job. So
Thank you, appreciate it.
well, the TCA has this formal program. If you're not aware of it, it's called the Highway Angel program, and for John's heroic efforts, he's being recognized as a Highway Angel, and so they've got some patches and pins and stickers and certificates and all sorts of things in recognition for your heroic efforts. So, John, it's a pleasure to have you a part of the organization.
Yeah.
And thank you for being such a great person, and congratulations on earning the Highway Angel Award.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Brad, appreciate it.
Thanks. We're going to bring up next Chloe Myers and John Dowdy. Chloe's on the phone right now. She's getting off. But not only do we have one Highway Angel that's being recognized, and there are fleets out there that large fleets that don't have drivers being recognized as Highway Angels for years, and it seems like we're getting about one a month or something like that here at Hirschbach. So, well, welcome to the set.
Thank you.
Grab a seat and
I can see your phone.
grab some headphones, and
If I don't spin around.
so John Vesey was just up here telling everyone about his heroic efforts. I understand that, like John, you were also a firefighter out there, ran into a situation. You guys want to describe what you ran into and what you guys did out there?
I know Chloe's really shy, so I'll probably. I was actually asleep in the back. We were headed towards home time.
Yeah.
She had just passed Augusta, Georgia, on I-20, heading home, and went past the way station, and she saw fire coming out of the back of a pickup truck, the
Wow.
bed, and they had another car in tow, and she started hollering for me to come up to the front, and we had to go put out a fire. So
Well, you didn't have to. You elected to, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
we see a need, fill a need. So I mean, you do what you got to keep yourself safe and people on the road safe.
Yeah.
And so she pulled over, blocked traffic that was coming off of the way station exit, so it wouldn't be clustered there, and positioned us away from the fire of that truck. And she grabbed the extinguisher. I grabbed bottles of water and gloves and what we thought we would need. We went up, and she started using the fire extinguisher, putting out the fire, throwing things out of the truck, stomping on them. She lost a pair of shoes because she figured the best way to get them out sometimes is stomp it out. So she was stomping out. So it was an event. You're in the moment, your adrenaline's going, and then when the fire was out, we left and took pictures of it as we were driving by, and you just go on.
Well, you're very humble. That's obviously a very courageous act on your part, and we're very proud of both of you. Proud to have you a part of the organization. You guys are great people, great drivers, and you went above and beyond, and definitely deserving of a Highway Angel Award. And so we've got, as part of this, a bunch of, there's pins and patches, and we've got stickers and certificates as well, recognizing your heroic achievement out there. So thanks again for being such great drivers and for going above and beyond, and congratulations on receiving this award.
We appreciate being here, and thank y'all for inviting us to be a part of this.
Yeah,
We
that's-
love Hirschbach, and
We love you guys as well, so thank you. Great job.
thank you.
And I understand you're getting a new truck. Is that correct?
No.
You're not?
I'm not
Oh.
sure.
Oh, I heard you were going into a different truck, Sarah said, no? Maybe I got that wrong.
I would like to.
Oh, okay.
Maybe-
All right. Well,
maybe
maybe
you
I
can
opened
pull
up a
some-
can of worms there. All right. Well,
Maybe
we'll
you
talk.
did.
We'll talk afterwards. Okay.
Sounds awesome to me. Make sure Jarvis knows that.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if we can work on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see my wife's out there. Hi, Jillian. Would you like to come up and balance this thing out a little bit? We seem we're a little heavy now, leaning to the left. All right, well, Jelane's gonna come up here, and if you don't know, Jelane's business card is the boss's boss.
Somebody has to monitor him. He's giving out trucks left and right. So
Yeah.
you get a truck, you get a truck. So we'll try to see if we can make that happen.
Yeah.
Whoops.
All right, well, we've got a few topics to talk about, so again, congratulations and thank you to John, and Chloe for being Highway Angels and being such great people. Let's see, I'm going to go down the list. The next item I had on the list is over Veterans Day. Every year for Veterans Day, we pull names out of the hat for drivers to pull the Wreaths Across America trailers, and we also pull one of our veteran drivers to have their truck wrapped with a military wrap. And this year's winner is Robert Goodnow, and his wrap is now complete, or at least the design of it. And
It came out so cool. We got to see some of the previews, and it's going to be very, very striking out there on the road.
Yeah, well, in fact, you're all going to see it because Warren is going to display
All right.
the wrap and insert that into this video, right, Warren? Yes, sir. All right, good. That's not a surprise to you, is it? All right, good.
He's already got it right there.
He's got it right there. So
Warren's on
anyway, check out this wrap. It is amazing. So Robert is a veteran of the Marine Corps. I'm an Army guy. We make fun of each other.
Semper Fi, Robert.
Yeah. So Bob is, and if you don't know Bob is our CIO, which stands for Chief Information Officer. He's the computer guy. No, but Bob had a nice career before he got into the IT field as a Marine, right? So
Absolutely, yes.
Stationed in Japan for a while. Right.
Yes, amongst other places.
yeah.
20 years they'll move you around quite a bit, as a lot of you know.
Yeah. Well, sadly, Bob's got some things that we're going to talk about, but this might be Bob's last podcast. I'm not sure, but Bob is going to be retiring from Hirschbach, and so he had one career in the Marines and another career in IT. And Bob, I know we've got a couple months left before you retire, but this might be the last opportunity for the drivers to see you, and we certainly want to thank you for everything that you do and have done here at Hirschbach for everyone, and drivers included, and we'll definitely miss you, and hope you have of course, we'll stay in touch, but we're excited for you for the next chapter in your life. I know you want to put that new Airstream trailer to work, right?
Yeah, that's the plan, yes.
Not new, but new to you, but yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, vintage. So, well, very good.
Well, a lot of the fabulous improvements, you always want to leave something better than when you came, and Bob has made some tremendous improvements to our system. A lot of the things behind the scenes that make everybody's job a little bit easier and flow a little bit better are credit to him. So thank you, Bob.
Well, thank you, Jelaine and Brad. Thanks for the kind words. And I'd just like to say that I can't think of a better time or a better way to wrap up my working career than here at Hirschbach. I was new to trucking when I got here about 6 years ago, and it's been just a thrill. So thank you for the opportunity.
Cool. Trucking's a fun ride.
Very interesting, yes.
Yeah. Well, Bob is going to be, knowing Bob is not the sort of person that is, one of these short timers that's going to kind of coast on his way out. Bob's been working just as hard as he ever has. And today we're going to talk about a couple of projects that Bob and his team have been working on. I'm pretty excited about, both of them. I think we got two topics we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Copilot system, navigation system, and we're going to talk about a new process for our drivers to be able to raise your hand, so to speak, with an issue that you've got going on, and it'll open a ticket in our system, basically. You can initiate it, or someone in the organization can initiate it on your behalf, but you will have visibility to all of those issues through the app. We've started it already with a couple of, primarily with Road Assist, right, Bob?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. So we've started it with Road Assist and one other, what was the other one we've done?
Copilot.
And Copilot, okay. So if you got an issue with Copilot or something, you can report it through there. But basically, the way this process will work is every issue you've got, and there'll be several other categories that are going to be coming. I think we've got about 13 plus categories so far. There'll be more categories that you'll be able to select from in the near future. When are we thinking the rest of these categories will be available to the drivers, Bob?
Well, the next one we're going to bring in is slip seat driving. That'll be in just the next few days. After that is claims, and then we'll prioritize from there. But each one of these, the back end work for IT it's not a real huge effort to make it function, but there's training and everything internal to the office folks that we've got to get them trained up on how to use this as well. So with each new thing we move in there, there's a lot of moving parts to it. So it'll take us several weeks to get this done. We'll certainly advise all of you when these things are going to happen, when they're going to be made visible in driver services. The short version of that is if you go into the communications button now on the app, all of the things you see in there will move over to the driver services, and it'll have that traceability that Brad was describing.
Yeah, this is what's called workflow, and so each of these items, if you have you're in need of something on the truck with road assist, that'll, by opening it up, it'll go right to the people in road assist. As they get in there then and they start working in the system, you will receive updates as they are updating the system on what's going on. So eventually this ticket, if you will, you will open it, and eventually it'll get closed, and you will sort of have the documentation of who touched it, when they touched it, what the updates are. So as soon as something changes, you will receive that communication through your app on what's going on. And then at the end of all of these issues, when it's closed out, we're going to be asking you basically some questions to understand, to make sure that the issue got resolved to your level of satisfaction, basically.
Yes, and there'll be a section there for comments as well. And Warren was able to put together some slides for us. So
Oh, great.
We can demo that just a little bit.
So you will see some slides through this video that we're recording here now that will show you what this looks like. I happen to have my app pulled up, and Bob was mentioning the communications. Warren's probably showing this, but the upper right-hand corner. And in there, there's a section, it is the fourth one down on the first column, called Driver Services. That's going to be the portal where you'll be able to open these cases and review the status of open ones. All your closed ones you'll be able to see as well. There's a section on that if you want to go back and look at them. So anything you can think of, we're going to flow through there. You got a payroll inquiry. You got an OS&D issue that's going on. Whatever it is, you'll be able to sort of open this up. And this will give us visibility to all of your issues that are going on. And all we want to do is we want to make sure if you got an issue that it gets resolved, gets resolved timely, and it gets resolved to your level of satisfaction. And right now, we don't really have a great way of tracking these issues that you've got. You're talking to someone on the phone, you're sending a message in through the TransFlow device. It's really not captured anywhere. And so this system will be a much more organized system that will let us know what the issues are and hold us accountable, and to make sure that we're getting these things resolved for you timely. So I'm very excited about it.
As much as everybody loves the hold music, it'll probably keep you off the phone a little bit more if there are issues. And anything that happens at night, we'll have nights and weekends. Sometimes those information that information doesn't get passed to the days, and as best as we can. But sometimes things get dropped, and this will make sure that we can all have visibility to it and resolve it to your satisfaction. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one for us, and Bob, thank you to you and your staff. You guys have really put in. This was sort of a bit of a dream, or something that we didn't think necessarily would be possible, and you guys have figured it out in short order. and it's going to be a real big impact item for our drivers and everyone here at Hirschbach, so thank you.
Well, thanks, Brad, and I'd like to give a shout out to Jeff and Warren in IT. They're really the folks that have made this work and make it happen. So could I have just a couple of minutes, and Warren and I will, y'all can't see Warren, he's off to the side over here. He has a little command center set up where he controls all the audio and the video, and a lot of you know him as the guy that is our expert on the app, and that's true. This is just another hat that Warren wears. He does our audio-visual stuff as well, and a great job at it. But one of the things he does with the app, and Jeff as well, Jeff Nemmers, is this workflow that we're going to kind of work through, or driver services we'll talk through here in a minute. So, Warren, whenever you're ready, I'll kind of keep an eye on your screen here and just kind of talk through it. So on most of these, not all, but most of the slides you're going to see here are from the tablet, with just a couple of exceptions. So, but the placement of the buttons and stuff is essentially the same, whether you're looking at the phone or the tablet. So, if you haven't noticed the driver services button on the main menu, Warren's got a slide up showing you where it is. Okay, Warren? All right, and so you go into that, and there's two choices. There's a choice to open a ticket or a case, and that's where the arrow's pointing now. The button to the left of that is existing cases, and we'll speak about that in just a moment. Okay? All right, so when you click on the open a case button, the first thing you'll see is this category window, and it's a drop-down window. So when you click on that, right now what you'll see are two choices, road assist, and many of you have submitted tickets through this to the road assist team already. You also see for Copilot or navigation issues, this is the way we need you to report those as well, and again for the traceability and documentation of things. So, okay, Warren, and you'll notice there's a question here for under Road Assist, and each category will have a custom form to it. For Road Assist, the first thing we want to know is if this is an emergency, and if you say yes, then it puts it at a higher priority and gets to the right people. And then from there, you're going to select your equipment type, okay? And then you're going to have your submit button.
The one thing I would add here is that you know, these macros that we've had that you fill out for these events, like a road assist event or a OS&D event, we've redesigned these to really simplify them and make sure we're only asking you for the most pertinent information. And this has been a process where we had a group of drivers, myself, some of the training staff, IT staff, that all worked together for about 3 days, 2.5 days, to sort of redesign the system. And so streamlining these is one of the finished products from that. So not only are we going to have workflow, but the information that we're asking you to fill out is going to be less cumbersome through this process as well.
Yes, yeah, good point, Brad. So, Warren, if we could jump back. Okay, so we also should have mentioned you have an opportunity to put comments in before you do the submission. We just had that out of sequence there. Okay, and the submit button. And then you'll see when you have successfully submitted one of these tickets, then you'll see a splash screen like this. It says, thank you for submitting the, thank you for a road team member in this case will, road assist team member will contact you shortly. And that's really your confirmation that it's been submitted. Okay? So, let's say that you've done that. It takes about a minute, about 60 seconds for that to come in and end up on somebody's screen. And that person then reads it, takes some action, and let's just say that he types you back some information, some kind of response. So what Warren has up on the screen now is what you'll see when you get a response to an open ticket, and that is, you see it along the bottom edge, your notification, the little bell icon. You'll get a red indicator there that you've got a new notification, and then you'll just go and click on it. Okay. And then this is an example of what a response back from a road assist team member might look like. It's just a comment, right, or whatever he needs to send to you. Okay. So now let's jump in and show you what a existing ticket would look like. So you come in here, and instead of opening a ticket, you want to look at your open or closed cases. And you come in, and you can come in here, and you can add a comment. This is an open ticket. If you'll notice that along the top edge there are two tabs, and the one that's in blue is the one that's selected, and it says open. And you can add a comment to it after you read what in this case, the road assist team member has sent you. Closed is just the other tab. You can click on close and view all the comments that are associated to that. So if there's been 5 or 6 back and forths maybe between you and a person in the office, and it could be different people, right? A road assist person maybe is the first person to deal with you on the ticket, but if he turns the ticket over to somebody else, all of that will be tracked and be reported here, all in the same place for you.
I think he wants you to comment. There's the comment.
Oh yeah, and so you've got the opportunity there to add a comment as well. That's what he's got circled on the right side of the screen.
Well, this is the number of comments also.
Oh yeah, okay, and yeah, we ought to have Warren over here. Along with being able to add a comment, it gives you a numeric indicator of how many comments there are, which is kind of nice.
Well, it's very exciting. We'll be able to track how quickly we're responding to these issues that are going on, and then we'll also be able to, once these are resolved, we'll also be able to track the level of satisfaction and how we're doing at meeting your expectations and getting these issues resolved to your level of satisfaction. So we're very excited about rolling this out. And again, Bob and Warren, Jeff, great job. Thank you very much. This is going to be a game changer here at Hirschbach for sure.
Okay, thanks, Brad.
I know you wanted, Bob, you also wanted to talk a bit about Copilot as well today. We've spent a lot of time as an organization geofencing tens of thousands of locations out there, so Copilot would be able to guide you from where you need to get to and so forth. We've had a few growing pains here and there with it, and I think you want to provide some updates.
Sure. Yeah, please. A few things about Copilot. The first is, in my comments, at least this first one should not be news to you, because we have tried to communicate this out through the notification system in the app. But we've been asking now for several weeks for you to only use Copilot on the tablet and not on your phone. You can use it on your phone. We don't want you to. It seems like it's functioning on your phone, but the reality is that sometimes it may give you bad information. And that's why we've asked you to use strictly the tablet for now. There are some things being improved on it, being corrected. We expect to have a new version of the tablet app pushed out to your tablets early next week. We expect to receive it from the software company either today or Monday. We'll do some internal testing with it. We'll advise you that it's coming, and then we'll push it out. And we can do that, as many of you know and have experienced. We can push the updates for the tablet to you, where you don't have to take any action. They just come and they load, and that's how that works. On the phones, there are also new versions of those apps coming they should be to us in the office in IT by the end of next week. We'll need a couple of days to test them to make sure that they're working the way they should, and then we'll get them out to you. So we're probably looking at about 10 days or so for the new phone app versions to be out to you. And at that point, what we expect to to have happen is we'll be able to advise you that navigation should work on either device. I mean, we recommend you use the tablet just because it's a larger display and we think it has more benefit to you. But it will be available on the phone. One other comment about that is we have had a number of drivers have difficulty when they've tried to use navigation on both the tablet and the phone at the same time. And those problems are not really related to the difficulty or the issues that are being corrected by the provider, the software provider. They're just, it's just things that are inherent in using two different devices. For example, if you start out using navigation with your tablet and you get, say you've got 4 stops and you get past your second stop and you've done all of your loaded calls and all of the things you normally do through the workflow, and when you get to that second or past that second stop and you decide, well, now I'm gonna use navigation on the phone. Well, if you start using navigation partway through, it doesn't know to pick up where the tablet left off. So stick with, we advise you, really strongly want you to use only the tablet for now, but even once the phone navigation is working, stick with one or the other, and we recommend the tablet. So,
It sounds like Ghostbusters. You know. The scene in Ghostbusters where you cross the streams.
cross the
Don't
streams.
cross the streams.
Don't cross the
Don't
streams.
cross the
So,
streams. It's a
yeah.
bad thing.
So,
But I think that's, one other comment I'd like to make is, and we have a lot of drivers, but not all, that have been good about updating the maps, the version of the maps that's on the tablets. And, you know, we've looked at trying to automate that process and do it for you automatically, but it's such a large file, and if you're not on at a truck stop or one of our facilities where you have Wi-Fi, I mean, it can take 30, 40 minutes for those maps to download over your cell signal. And we don't have the ability to anticipate what you're doing and you know what your situation is. So we don't want to force you to take the maps when we want to push them out. So really, it's up to you about 4 times a year to go out and check for new map versions, just like you do if you have a personal Garmin. You know, the Garmins will update as well. But I know Brad, when he was out driving the last time, he commented about the improved display.
Yep.
And that's from having the latest maps. So there's instructions in the, if you're on the home page of the app, where there's a big library button. If you go to the library, at the bottom of the library list, there are instructions, fairly brief. And again, thank you, Warren, for those. But there are instructions on how to check and download the current maps. Again, we just because it's faster, we recommend you do it while you're on Wi-Fi. Get the tablet on Wi-Fi. And if you look at the instructions and they don't make sense to you, please let us know, and we'll work with you on a time to help you do that.
yeah, and I would just comment on the Copilot. You know, Bob mentioned last time I went out there, I saw some nice improvements in the display. If you're not using the Copilot, I would ask that you start using it. Last time I was out there, I was running it side by side with a Garmin. They were right in lockstep. But what's better about the Copilot is that we have geofenced every facility and identified exactly where the guard checks are and so forth. So literally this Copilot system, with the work that we've done behind the scenes, will take you right to the entrance of a facility. And you're not going to get that from the Garmin system or Rand McNally or something like that. So this is an even more accurate system. You don't have to type in all these addresses and so forth. With the load information that we're sending you, it'll upload it right into Copilot for you. You just gotta engage it basically, and it'll integrate the fuel stops in there as well. So if you haven't gotten into the habit of using the Copilot yet, please do so. It's really a lot of work's gone into it by a lot of folks here at Hirschbach, and it's really an impressive system.
And Brad, if I could, one more comment to go back to the driver services the ticketing system that we talked about earlier. We talked about road assist, but there was an option to open a ticket for Copilot or navigation as well. And so, as Brad said, I mean, there's been work to geofence over 18,000 locations, and there's new ones being done all the time. But it doesn't mean that every geofence that was done around a customer location or a fuel stop that they're perfect. Maybe the gate, the navigation to the gate, entrance gate is off by a couple hundred feet, or things that you can improve. Submit suggestions for improvements. That's really what that option is for in driver services, along with any problems you may have, of course. But so your feedback is most appreciated on that.
Great. Well, thanks, Bob. Again, congratulations on
Thank you.
your upcoming retirement, and thank you again for all the hard work and great work that you've done here at Hirschbach.
Thanks, Brad.
We got Brian with us here as well. Brian, what do you want to talk about today?
Oh, a couple things. Good afternoon, everyone. The first thing I'd like to talk about is this week we had 18 drivers come through our new Safety Ambassador program that we started. And what we did is we had 3 days this week. We brought drivers in. They were there for about 6 hours each day. And it was 3 separate classes, so it was a 6-hour session for each operator. And we taught them a program that many of you have already seen. Anyone who's come through orientation since earlier this fall have been through our All Into Zero protective driving class. And the rest of you who have not seen that will have the opportunity to see it yet this spring or yet this winter. But we were able to bring in 18 operators this week and certify them as ambassadors. And we did a little bit more with them than just give them the protective driving techniques. We've did a little bit more show and tell with them on top of the protective driving class. But what we've asked these individuals to do is take what they've learned and the knowledge that they've learned and thrust it out to our organization. So you can identify these drivers. They were all sent back to their equipment with a sticker that says Safety Ambassador on it, and you'll see that on the side of their equipment. And we've asked them to help spread the word and do everything that they can to help spread the message of our new All Into Zero protective driving class.
Yeah, it was a great class. I went to the class. I've gone through the class myself and participated this week in speaking to the group and interacting with them, and I was very impressed with the level of engagement, and the drivers really came out of it learning some items, and they were all very good, safe drivers, and I'm confident after this class they're going to be even safer drivers, and look forward to them spreading the word and for us continuing to spread the word and get everyone here at Hirschbach trained up on the All Into Zero safe driving techniques. So.
Yeah, and we should add too that everyone within the organization in the office has also taken this class. We're now going to be speaking with one voice, using the same nomenclature, the same words, and make sure we're all on the same page from a safety standpoint.
And you know, for those of you that haven't gone through the training yet, you know, I don't want to, in one sense, I don't want to give away all of it here today, but in another sense, I want everyone to be as safe as possible when you're out there. And, you know, what I would just say in general is, you know, the expectation as Hirschbach is, you know, we drive safely, right? We don't speed. We don't follow too close. You know, the following too close is a big item out there, and as is the speed. And I just really want to emphasize, you know, those two aspects of the program. And, you know, our expectations are that the following distance is 7 seconds at Hirschbach. That is our expectation, and what is required in order to be safe out there when you're moving down the road. So if you're not having a 7-second following distance, please increase your distance. You know, I didn't always have a 7-second following distance myself. As I've increased my following distance out there, I've become a much safer driver. There's just fewer surprises. I don't need to react to things. And our mentality is that you've got to be able to stop the vehicle. You know, the Smith system teaches an evasive maneuver. Give yourself an out, I should say. We don't agree with that. You know, an almost 80-foot long vehicle, 80,000 pounds, moving down the road at 65 miles per hour, you cannot do an evasive maneuver safely. And so at Hirschbach, the mentality that all of our operators need to have is, if we need to be able to stop our vehicle safely at all times. And so that means that you need that 7-second following distance. So I'm giving you a little bit of the training here, but I want everyone to put that into practice and help us continue to make strides in becoming an even safer fleet. Our goal here, as I've mentioned many times, is to be the safest fleet that's out there, and I'm very excited about where we're going. So, yeah. And all right, so that's the All Into Zero program. You said you had a couple of items, Brian. Was there another item that you wanted to talk? I think we want to talk about our training program today as well, correct?
Yeah, we're real excited about the new driver training program that we're creating from scratch here at Hirschbach. Very excited about it, and obviously there's some excitement out there in the fleet as well. About 2 weeks ago, we opened up on the app. You're able to sign up to be a certified Hirschbach driver trainer, and we've already received over 200 applications.
Wow.
From our operators who
Big
want to do that. Yeah, very impressed. And you'll be hearing from us in short order about what the next steps are. And obviously we can't bring in 200 drivers to do it all at once. So we're going to start in February bringing drivers in around 6 a week to go through what we call our driver foundations, or I take that back, our trainer foundations program, where you're going to be taught the Hirschbach way of being a driver trainer. And after that, you'll have the opportunity to make some extra cash as well. And want to talk a little bit more about the pay for driver trainers. I've heard some rumors, there's some confusion on what the pay is. It's pretty simple. As an operator, you get an additional $300 a week on top of your regular mileage pay. And so you get $300 a week, and you get paid on all the miles that the truck runs, whether it be by you or the trainee. But keep in mind, you're not running as a team right away. Obviously, the longer you have that trainee on the truck, the more miles you're going to be running as having two people in the truck. But right away, you'll be basically operating as a single, with one single logbook, and over time, it will grow into operating with 2 logbooks. And the other thing you get is after the trainee leaves the truck, you get a penny per mile that trainee runs for the next year, so long as the trainee stays here with Hirschbach. Up to a year after that, you get a penny per mile. So say the trainee runs 100,000 miles over the next year after they get off of your truck, you would make an additional $1,000 on that trainee that you helped make a successful driver.
So I think for that driver who is then out there on their own, you become their mentor, which there are a lot of things that they need to learn from an experienced driver once they are out there on their own. So I am a proud mentor, and I have had a fabulous experience with that, and I think it'll be really exciting to have you be able to impart some of that knowledge for a new driver. There are a lot of tricks and a lot of things out there that we want to get into their practice.
And I just want to emphasize, this training program, well, number one, Brian Hammond, who's leading it, has been on the podcast before, has run a very successful training program in the past that's produced some excellent safe operators. And the big difference between this training program and other training programs that are not as successful is, the drivers will go through a month of training here in Dubuque, classroom type stuff, getting their, and yard work and operating the equipment before they get out with a trainer. So that's a pretty long period of time for that. But then when they get out with our trainers, Brian mentioned 2 logbooks. It's going to be 1 logbook, period, for a month, basically. So, you'll get that extra $300. But basically, we don't want to push these trainees to start running as a team like a lot of other fleets do quickly on. We want you to, as Jelaine said, being a mentor afterwards, but to be 100% as a trainer for a month and have that operator, have that trainee do all the work. So when they are put on their own, that they will have done everything, and you're there as the trainer is there as a bit of a crutch when they're there if they got questions, which is good. But after they get out on their own, being able to have access to you to ask questions and so forth will be very important as well. Depending on the fleet that you're in, some of you might stay together for longer periods of time and run together as a team after the formal training is completed. But,
Yeah, and we're still looking for more trainers, so don't think that we have enough with 200 applications. So those of you who haven't signed up yet that still have interest in doing it, make sure you go to the app and sign up. It's just a quick application online or on the app that you can sign up. The other thing we're looking for too in Dubuque are driver instructors, and that would be someone that's based out of the Dubuque location that would be home every night, and their job would be to help train prospective trainees coming in, doing the classroom work, doing the close quarters training, teaching them about the equipment, things of that nature. We're looking for people to do that as well. So if any of you have any interest, you can go to our website and fill out an employment application online.
Okay. Well, just a couple other quick items before we conclude. I know we've gone through a number of different topics, and time is getting away from us here. There's been some questions on the Best of the Best program. For those of you that aren't aware of the Best of the Best program or the Rising Star Awards, those are recognitions that we have for our operators on an annual basis, identifying really our top performers, taking everything into consideration from operational performance to communication to safety performance, appearance, keeping up the equipment, and so forth. Those awards, the evaluation time period ends in March. So we run a kind of a fiscal year, if you will, for the Best of the Best program. It's April through March. So the evaluation period will be, we got a couple more months before that period's over, and then it'll take us a little time to figure out all the award winners. And this year, unfortunately with COVID and so forth in 2020, we weren't able to have our big blow-up banquet like we always do. In 2021, I'm confident we will have a banquet. We haven't set the date yet. We'll kind of see how the whole COVID thing plays out, but tentatively, we've done it. We've been doing it around July in the past, and tentatively we'll stick with that, and hopefully be able to get together here in Dubuque in July to celebrate the best of the best award winners. The other item I'd like to bring everyone up to speed on, I mentioned that we've got a new terminal that's coming on board in Kansas City. We had some folks out there this week kind of scoping it out. We're going to take possession of the facility February 15th. It'll take us a little time to get the shop up and running. The shop won't be open initially, and there's probably not going to be well, I'm not sure about the driver amenities, that there's some construction work that'll be going on, but February 15th, we're likely going to have some sort of a keypad, and you'll be able to use it as a safe place to park overnight, basically, will be sort of phase one. Phase two will be where we open it up and you're able to get maintenance done and so forth, and that's probably going to be a month later, probably middle of March. Okay. Jelaine, anything else that you'd like to impart to the group?
So one thing, I was just talking to some new drivers, and I would kind of like to hear about your recipes that you use out on the road. If you have some trick or some cool recipe that you really like to go to, let us know about it. Maybe we post those and get the word out and get some. Maybe they're healthy, maybe they're not, whatever you like. So get the word out, and we can, give some ideas to some people and mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we create a Hirschbach cookbook.
Yeah.
Bailey can sell it in the store.
Put it on the app.
Yeah.
There we go. Good stuff. Okay, well, everyone, please be safe out there, and thank you for everything you do, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks,
Bye now.
guys. Bye.